Hi and welcome to MyCTOfriend, the place where non-technical founders build successful startups by improving their tech management skills. I'm Amaury and today I'm going to answer a question from Matthieu, the founder of a virtual reality startup. His question is, how do I save time and money on backend development? Before answering this question, let's add a bit of context. Matthieu already has a development team specialized in virtual reality. He needs to centralize certain information on a backend solution. But he is struggling to find a developer able to provide a cost-effective solution. Starting a new backend development actually takes time to define the technology, the database structure, as well as the API request format. And we also need to control the API access with a customized authorization system. Basically, developing a proper backend can take months. And the challenge is that Matthieu needs to demonstrate his application in just a few weeks. And he cannot afford to wait months to build it. Here is where the magic solution I am introducing you today come in. You may know what a CMS is, or at least you heard about it. It stands for Content Management System. It's used to build a website, and the most common used CMS is WordPress. But WordPress is structured to be a blog, and it's not really suitable for a backend infrastructure. And because of this growing need, a new trend surfaced in the last couple of years. The Headless CMS. A Headless CMS is kind of like a WordPress, but not really to build an entire website, but to deliver database content through API. And the well-known and open source ones are Strapi, Ghost, or Netifly CMS. And let me explain how it works with a schema. Usually, your application, which is around here, right? Then you might also use a website, and the website might use what we call a gem architecture, which is JavaScript, API, and markup, which is basically a website that is going to use a backend services. Then they need to use an API, so this is where the API is, and this API is going to store the information in the database, right here. And you, as a manager, you might want to check what is inside the API, like to extract data, etc. So in that case, you will have a web interface, an administrator interface to manage kind of with a back office interface. And the best part is that it's very easy to manage, even for non-technical profiles. Quite like WordPress, in fact, you can learn to build a backend on your own with just a bit of practice and guidance. And let me show you how it works with one of the solutions I tested. So basically, I just installed Strapi. Strapi is a headless CMS, an open source one, and I just went through the installation process. It might require a bit of technical profile, but you can ask that to almost any kind of developer. Then, when I log in for the first time, he might ask me to create an account. So let's say Amaury. So the first time you install Strapi, you will go through this subscription interface, and then you can just log in for the first time. So here it's going to be very, very easy. Look, I have a type of users. I can directly create some type of content, like if I want to manage, let's say, article or cars. I want to manage cars. So I'm going to put car, and that's it. And for a car, I'm going to define in the car, let's say, the title. Yeah, and I can add something else, like the city, and I can put I can create another type of object. So I'm going to save, and I'm going to create some city as well. Okay, content type, add content type, city. Here you go, and I can add here same thing, the name of the city. And as you can see, we can add as many information as we want: email, date, numbers, media, files, etc., etc. Texts, let's description. Okay, continue. So I have now cars with city, And what is very great about this type of tools is that it's like a developer can build relation between all that things, which is like here in the car I can build a relation and say that a car is located in one city, which means that if I click here, car belongs to, no, not to many cities, and it's not permission, by the way, it is city. Here we go. So one city can have as many cars. So that's the relation we build in our database. And that's it. You just do it and you have a database that is ready to use. And now if I check on the database, I can see that I will have exactly the same structure here with cars as well as the cities. We put an S, maybe we should review the name. But anyway, you will have here all the information about your object, and that's a database that you can use with your further development. So that's great. With just few clicks, you can structure and build a real backend. Now that I have an object directly in my database, any application or developers would directly be able to do some API request by just putting the name of my object here. And as you can see, it works. I have now a backend API as well as a back office interface to manage the objects that are in my database. And that's just amazing to be able to build this type of architecture and software within just a few clicks. And as you can see, we can even configure the layout and moving things around where I want to display, in which order, etc., etc. So that's just amazing to have the capability to build a back office that is customizable this way. So, in conclusion and to answer Matthieu's question, if you need to get started with a backend development, consider using a headless CMS on your first development. It will take you 1/10 of the time compared to other solutions. This type of solution is quite new, so we don't really know if it will be able to handle millions of users with it. But you will definitely be able to handle way into your thousands, since the database part of the structure is definitely really clean, and you will be able to build your future development directly on it. And now if, like Matthieu, you have a specific question for your project, just go ahead and ask on myCTOfriend.co/ask. I will do my best to answer your question by video or redirect you to an existing content that will answer it. And I publish a new video every week, so subscribe now and learn how to be better at tech management and build your startup successfully. Also be sure to go through our other content on myCTOfriend.co to learn more from real startup growth experiences. I will be waiting for your questions, and I look forward to seeing you in other videos. Cheers!